Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to another Slime Isekai Memories video. So, I just got done summoning on the Shizue and ALBEDO banner, and I feel like this is just the should you summon video, so we're going to be talking about whether this banner is worth it and how good these two units are. So, we do have the new ALBEDO and Shizue Izawa in the ALBEDO garb. Now, this banner is different than the part 1 banner. So, in this banner, you have ALBEDO and Shizue. Here, I'll scroll down. So you have ALBEDO and Shizue as the main units, obviously. And then featured this time is the Evil Rimuru and the Fountain of Wisdom Hinata. And then Raphael, Rain, and Albus are now like units on the banner, but they're not featured, right? So they're just at the same rate as every other 5-star. So do keep that in mind. I'm assuming on the Shalltear banner, maybe this Valkyrie Rimuru will be a featured unit, because I feel like that would make the most sense, just because it's like, you know, one unit, and also this Valkyrie Rimuru, they would both be the featured units, and then everyone else is at normal rates. So we'll have to see once Shalltear comes out in like 2 weeks. But let's just go over it really quickly. I do have their stats pulled up over here. So first, ALBEDO. She is a space magic character. Now her attack stat is a bit lower than like the second anniversary units. I think it's the lowest. I want to say it's the lowest of the bunch. I think it is, but to be fair, she doesn't really seem like a damage dealer, so it's definitely not bad. Her defenses are the highest though. She has, as an EX character, she has the highest attack stat. No one else is above her in terms of just pure defenses. In terms of 5-star EX characters, I guess, except the Earth Mulan. But like she's kind of an outlier because Earth Mulan has 3,560. So, you know, kind of way overscaling every like recent summonable 5-star EX. So her stat board is definitely not bad, and then in terms of health, she has pretty decent health. She's right under the Holiday Shuna. So her forces, she's on Stern of Spirit, Wholehearted Devotion, and Commander. Obviously, Stern of Spirit and Commander are being buffed now. Wholehearted Devotion, I don't believe is really being buffed by anyone. At least I don't think so, unless it's Mulan. Does Mulan buff it? No. Okay, so she could work on the Mulan team just as being buffed with a 20% attack and defense. So I guess if you need to use her there, that would be definitely not bad, right? Okay, so her ultimate is Berserk Hell Axe. So she's an AoE. She has an AoE ultimate, Space Magic. She increases all allies' attack by 5% for 1 turn, and then obviously the EX ult is 600% normal damage. Definitely not bad. You would want to send this first before anything. But it's definitely not a bad ult, considering someone had to have an AoE ultimate, and I mean ALBEDO seems like she would fit the best, right? Skill details. So her first skill is Guardian's Command. So at level max, it'll be 55 skill points. It'll have a 100% chance to stun the enemy, and for 1 turn, and then she increases Stern of Spirit and Wholehearted Devotion force character stun strike by 40% for 1 turn. So she's basically she basically has the I guess like I was gonna say improved, but she just has the Raphael Light Rimuru skill, but she buffs these specific force characters stun strike, so multiple people, including herself, for 1 turn instead of just buffing their own stun strike, which I mean, I guess the skill fusion does buff New Year's Blessing and Otherworld Legend, so that's not bad. But she is 40%, so definitely not a bad skill. It's just it'll suffer from the same thing like the Raphael Rimuru, where it'll, I think, excel really well, but it's not as flexible as like Guy's stun, because Guy's stun is really cheap. It's only 25 skill points or something, and it's 100% chance. This is definitely not bad, but she's not like, I guess, as super like flexible or anything, but it's definitely, I think it's not a bad skill. Like it works really well on the team. I'm assuming then in Heroes Jubilee there will be a chance or like a way for you to stun, which will be pretty interesting. So definitely not bad. You'll be doing way more damage. Excuse me, but I think overall it's like an okay skill, you know? Just think about how often you use Raphael Rimuru's skill like this and then just apply it to Albedo. So her next skill is Transposition. So at level max, it'll be 25 skill points. She adds 1 Despair charge to all targets. So with her and Ainz, it'll be 2 charges every turn, which definitely makes it a lot faster to accumulate these. And then she buffs Green Orb ult gauge increase by 50% at level max for 1 turn. So definitely not bad. I kind of hope this would be ×2 just because it's really slow, but to be fair, the Despair mechanic, like the effect that it has is really, really potent. So I can understand why they don't want to allow you to put on like a bajillion of them all at once. But yeah, that's basically her skill set. Definitely just a support unit for the Stern of Spirit team. I think honestly, I don't really know what else this could have been. This could have been, I guess, like maybe like attribute attack, I guess, or something, some sort of like buff. It needed to be some sort of buff, and I think the stun works fine. I really like her kit is not like, oh my god, she's the best like support unit in the game or whatever. She works really well on the team, and I think she's definitely solid. Her Valor trait, she seals defense changing skills when you bring her in. Character trait is just her own crit damage, which is whatever. And then, you know, that, and then hers is with Narborough Gamma. So overall, Albedo definitely seems not bad. If this was just a banner by herself, I would most definitely tell you, do not summon. If this was just her, it would be like not worth it at all. But let's go into Shizue. So Shizue is a wind magic character. Her attack stat is a bit higher, 4016. Basically, like, right, it's basically below, like slightly just below everyone else's, but it's definitely not bad. 2870 is also pretty decent. She's right next to the Summer Shizue, so definitely not bad. And then health is also kind of normal, I think. It's a bit higher than Ainz's, but it's right next to the Shinsha that released last month. So on forces, she's on Stern of Spirit, Adventurer, and Heart of a Hero. So I think she will work on the Adventurer force. Let me pull up the Rimuru. Where are you? What? Where'd you go? There you are. Okay. So he buffs Adventure Force characters damage done to Earth attribute enemies. So you could definitely use her, and she would be buffed by that Rimuru. So her ultimate is Defended Swing. It's just a single target wind magic attack for 490% or 735% normal damage. No additional benefits. Single target ultimate. Pretty nice. I thought Shoutier would have the single target ultimate, but she might not. We'll have to wait and see, but pretty cool. So her skill details, her first skill, Stormbreaker, at level max, it'll be 80 skill points. She increases all allies' weakness strike by 100% for 1 turn, and she decreases all targets' ult damage resistance by, I'm assuming, 50% at level max for 1 turn. Definitely a very powerful skill. Who else is similar? I know, does Blanc do this? Blanc does this, but she decreases synergy resistance, but Shizue does ult damage resistance, which I would argue is even better. Because ult damage resistance actually increases your damage by a lot, like a lot. So definitely not a bad skill at all. And then her second skill, which is going to be her main thing, is Explosive Whirlwind. So at level max, 25 skill points, she orb changes 3 ult orbs into 3 green orbs and then buffs their gauge. So she's basically Wind Green Blanc. Yeah, she's basically Green Blanc. Almost essentially the same skill set, except slight changes here and there. Obviously this being green orbs instead of blue, and this being ult damage resistance instead of synergy resistance. But overall, I would say really good. Shizue is definitely the winner here. Her Valor trait, she just debuffs ult damage, which is nice. Character trait, she gives you protection gauge every 2 turns, which is really good. And then her thing is also with Narborough. So overall, I would say Shizue is definitely the winner of the two. Albedo is definitely not, like, you know how good Blanc is, and Shizue is just the same thing. So Shizue is really good. Albedo is not as good, but still definitely pretty good. Should you summon on this banner? I would say if you already have the 2 units from the part 1 banner, I would say yeah, you should. This, like, I think Shizue is worth going in for because of how, like, you can just throw her on any green team that needs to like save your ultimate or anything. Like, we already know how useful it is with Blanc, right? And even with like this new team, Stern of Spirit, you have 3 orbs now that are always green, and the other 3 can be whatever. And then you also have a really powerful orb changer with Narborough. You have the Dark Milim, who also has a special orb change. So, and then you have everyone else who's buffing the green orbs. So you're like pretty much all set for like doing like everything on this team. Like, this team is really, really good. And Shizue is definitely really, really good. She is definitely not bad. And if you have those 2 units already, I would say it's worth it, yeah. Unless you do want to wait for a Shao tier, but like, I have no idea what Shao tier is going to be now. She could be another DPS, which, I mean, would kind of make sense, also kind of not. She could just like buff herself, maybe be like John, like she could be an alt buffer and then like buffing specifically Stern of Spirit EX, maybe. That's what I'm thinking. If this is how they're going to replay it. Considering, I guess Ainz is kind of like Violet, and then I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I honestly think that this banner is only good because of Shizue. I think if this banner was just Albedo, it's just not worth it, considering how much you have to put in to try and get Albedo. You would have to put in like 6,000 at the very worst case scenario. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know down below what you guys think. Let me know down below if your guys' summons went well too. Hopefully you guys got good luck. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.